Hi guys, I'm Michelle with Empowered Yoga and Lifestyle. This is your 14-day rejuvenation series. You ready to continue flowing? Let's go. Standing at the front of your mat in a nice little wide stance here. Inhale those arms up. Close those eyes and then exhale those arms down. Inhaling up. And exhale down. A couple more times, inhaling and exhaling down. One last time, inhale up and exhale down to your heart center. Close the eyes, breathe here, and allow yourself to just come into this space a little bit deeper. Breathing and focusing on this moment right here, right now, as you take this time for you. Bringing those feet a little bit closer into each other, dropping down here, allowing that head to drop, bending those knees slightly, and then rolling up vertebrae by vertebrae, rolling those shoulders back, inhaling them up, and exhaling them out, and then bending forward again, bending those knees down, rolling up vertebrae by vertebrae, inhaling those arms all the way up, and exhaling forward into a swan dive, bending those knees down as we roll up the last time. Inhale those arms all the way up, and exhale those hands down to your heart center. Close those eyes here and breathe deep. Some nice cleansing breaths here. As you open up those eyes, bring those hands down. Cross the right leg over the left. Inhale up and then exhale down into our forward fold here. Mixing gently. If your hands don't reach the ground, that's completely okay. You can even use a block if you'd like to set them on something. Just gently hanging down here, giving those legs a nice little stretch. As you breathe into this, filling those lungs with oxygen and rejuvenating those bodies after a nice long day. Rolling up vertebrae by vertebrae, inhaling those arms up. And exhaling them down, uncrossing those legs and crossing over to the other side. Inhaling up and exhaling back down into this. Dropping that head down, breathing here. And with each breath, allow that back to gently just let go into this as you stretch this back leg out. And rolling it up vertebrae by vertebrae. Inhale those arms up and exhale down as you uncross that leg. Go ahead and take a nice little wider stance here. Inhale those arms up and exhaling down. And this time I'd like you to inhale those arms up, clasp those hands above the head, shooting star, and then leaning over to that left side. Breathing into this, so we're finding length into this spine here. So pulling up and coming over. We're shooting out from the top of the head here, breathing deep. Feeling the nice side body stretch in this. Coming all the way up to center and over to that right side. Breathing here. Inhale up to center. Exhale those hands down to the side. Close those eyes and take a nice deep breath. Bringing those feet in close together. Inhale those arms up. And exhale back over to that left side. Breathing deep, full breaths. Feeling that nice side body stretch. So we're not so much bringing this right shoulder over and tucked in, but as we are pulling it back behind us is what it might feel like. And then lifting this arm up and over the head. And the neck isn't so much off to the side, but pulling straight out the top of the body and over. Coming back up to center. Exhale those hands down. Bring them to your heart center as we take a couple of nice cleansing breaths here. And inhale one more time. Exhaling out. Inhale those arms up again. And exhale over to that right side. Breathing here. Working the muscle on the face. Smiling. Enjoying this practice. Coming back up to center. Exhaling those hands down. Working your way into the front of this mat. Inhaling those arms up. Shooting star. Tiny little back bend here. And exhaling on down. Heart center. Breathing here. Lifting up onto those tippy toes here. So finding your balance. Hanging out here. If you need to, go ahead and drop down and come back up. Coming on up to the highest point of these tippy toes. Breathing here. Come on down into our chair position, working into that balance, finding a focus or a drishti in front of you. Staying up on those tippy toes. You can bring those arms back behind you if you'd like. Coming back up, all the way up, arms up to the sky in our tippy toe mountain pose. Exhale, arms down, feet down. Go ahead and shake those legs out as you bring those hands to heart center. And let's do it again. Inhale all the way up to tippy toes. Breathing here, finding your focus or your drishti in front of you. Exhale down into your tippy toe chair pose. Breathe here. Keep those tippy toes up. Sitting deeper and deeper into this chair. And come on all the way up. Tippy toe, tippy toe. Hang out for a second. And exhale down. Flat-footed mountain. Shake it out. Great job. Continuing on. Inhale those arms up. Exhaling down to your heart center. Stepping back with our left leg. So it doesn't have to be too wide, or it can be as wide as you'd like it. So we're bending down into our triangle pose. Hanging out here. Planting our left hand down and bringing our right arm up. Revolving this triangle. Knowing that you can place a block down if you'd like. Gazing down at the hand to make it a little bit easier, or gazing up at the arm and opening up this shoulder to really work into this. Breathing here. Bringing this arm down. And the left arm comes up towards the sky. Bending this knee down and then straightening it. Planting those hands, gazing down at those toes here. Nice little stretch into this. Tippy toe up in the back and coming on down. Rolling on up. Inhale those arms up. Exhaling down to your heart center. Taking a nice step forward. Lifting that right foot up and lowering it down. Inhale those arms up and we move to the other side. Exhale, hands down, heart center. Right foot comes back as wide or as tight as you'd like it. Bending on down. Working into this, dropping that head down. Right hand comes down next to that left foot, revolving this triangle. So opening up here, breathing into this. Coming on down with that left hand, coming on up with the right. Opening up that chest. And bringing that right hand down. Lifting that back foot up and lowering the heel down. Breathing here. Hanging out for just a moment. Bringing those hands to your heart center. Rolling on up. Taking a step forward. Inhale those arms up. And exhaling down. Adding into this a little bit more. So taking the left foot back. A nice little stance here. Inhale those arms up. Exhale down into this. Dropping that head down. Breathing here. And right hand next to that right foot. Opening up. Dropping that hand down. Left hand comes up. Breathe here. Enjoy this moment. Dropping down. Go ahead, bend that knee and lift the back toes up off the mat. So hanging out here, if this is too much, just leave yourself down with your tippy toes. That's completely fine. And then work yourself up little by little, coming on up. Breathe here. You can keep your focus down on the ground. Working into a balance. Bend that front knee and step back. Working into a crescent lunge. Coming on up. And coming back forward. Planting those hands. Same thing, bending that knee. You can drag those back toes and bring them on up. And plant them next to that right foot, rolling on up all the way. Exhale, hands down, heart center, close those eyes, breathe here. Refocus. As we build that energy and that muscle. Great job. A couple more nice deep breaths in and out. Opening up those eyes, inhale those arms up, exhale down to your heart center, stepping back with this right foot as far as you please, bending forward into this leg, left hand comes down to that left foot, right arm comes up to the sky, opening up that heart, breathing here. Planting that right hand down, left arm comes up. Breathe full. Go ahead and plant that hand back down, lifting those toes, gently taking them off the mat here. If you'd like to leave them down, that's completely fine. Keeping that gaze down. And if you'd like to come up to your warrior three, you're more than welcome to. But we're going to hang out here. You can even hold onto this ankle with one hand and the other hand, or both hands. And dropping that foot back behind you, working into our crescent lunge. Breathing here. Keeping it nice and strong, so strengthening up each of those muscles, being aware of all those muscles, and bringing those hands down as you gently guide that back foot towards the front of the mat, rolling up vertebrae by vertebrae. Inhale those arms all the way up, and exhaling, hands down into your heart center, closing the eyes, breathing here, and enjoying this moment. collect and come back together. Opening up the eyes, inhale those arms up. And exhaling them back down to your heart center. Stepping back with this right foot, opening up. Squatting down here. And opening up those arms and that chest as we just did into our goddess position. Breathing here. Coming on up into our star position and squatting back down into our goddess position. So you can open the squat up a little bit more if you'd like to. Come on up to that star position. We can open on up and squat down in even deeper. Woohoo! Come on up. Be a star and goddess down. After all, our warrior yesterday, finding your inner god or goddess, so we find that strength at the end of our day. Find the power within us as you continue to flow up into your goddess or star and then down into your god or goddess. Nice job. Breathing here. One more time, coming on down and coming back up. Bringing those arms down, making those feet in just slightly and forward bending this here. Breathing into this, dropping that head down. Coming over to that left side. Keeping that back foot at a nice angle. As we bend down to this left foot here. Coming back towards center. And straightening that right foot, toes pointing to the other edge. Breathing into this as you bend down, bringing those left toes to point towards the same direction, dropping that back knee, dropping this front knee to come meet in our tabletop position. As we walk forward, drop those hands down, bring those legs back, and come on into our Sphinx position. Breathe here. Enjoying this moment. Go ahead and close those eyes. Let's push up into a cobra. Bring that head back and come back down into that Sphinx position. Gaze down. Roll that head back up. Pushing back up. Gazing up. And coming back down to our Sphinx. Dropping that head. Bringing those hands out in front of you as we begin to fly here, working into a Superman. Bring those legs up, those arms up, and take flight. It's the perfect way to take flight because you are balancing on your belly. So, lifting up those legs and those arms, working into that back with those muscles staying nice and strong. Bring those hands in closer together for stronger or out to the side. You choose your strength, bring everything down, bring those hands in front of you to make a slight little pillow, drop the head down, breathe here. And bring those hands back out in front of you one more time. Let's take another flight around, check everything out, enjoy the scenery. Pointing those toes as the energy is shooting out from behind, and those fingertips as they're shooting and pew 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 everything around you. All the negative energy, go ahead and shoot it out. Pew pew. Breathe here as we get silly. Drop it down, bring those hands in, drop the forehead, and relax. Take a couple of nice deep breaths in and out. And you can go ahead and do this one side at a time or both sides together, bending that left knee and bending the right knee. Going back to reach with both hands as we move in and breathe here. Holding onto those ankles as they push out. Keeping that gaze nice and forward. So pulling out with those ankles and pulling in with those hands, we begin to come a little bit rounded. Breathe deep. And then just relax here into this. Let everything just relax down. Release. A nice little back bend for your back. Close those eyes. If you'd like to do the other side now, go ahead. If you'd like to do both sides again, go ahead. If you'd like to split it up again, go ahead. Breathing here, arching that back, holding onto those feet. Bringing those shoulder blades in towards each other. Keeping those feet close to each other as they pull away from those hands and those hands pull them forward. Breathe here. And then release. Arms down by your side. Cheek down to one side. As you let it out and relax. Breathing deep and full breaths. Bringing those hands down flat on the mat as you arch yourself up and push back into a child's position. Coming on up to your hero's pose, inhaling all the way up. Exhaling down to your heart center. And finding your way as gently as possible into our final resting pose of the day. One foot out to each corner, rolling that back down gently. Hands and palms open to receiving as you make your way down into your Savasana. As strong as we are and as strong as these bodies allow us to be throughout the day, allowing these final moments to rest is just what it takes to rejuvenate these bodies, building those muscles, feeding them with this beautiful deep breaths that we take, and then allowing the body to just calmly relax and take it all in, repair, refresh, and rejuvenate. Breathe in, breathe out, and relax. You're welcome to stay here as long as you please. It was my pleasure sharing this with you today and flowing with you, sharing some energies. The light inside me shines and smiles so bright at the light inside you. Namaste.